Hey, at your Pensacola Bay Baptist Association, we desire to see healthy churches. And it's for that reason we've set up these 12 characteristics of a healthy church to just provide a framework, some handles for a church to be able to take steps to move towards health. One of those 12 characteristics is biblical ordinances, or biblical baptism in the Lord's Supper. These are two hallmarks, two key stable forces of the local church that it defines our faith. Baptism, believers' baptism, as well as Lord's Supper, as we remember what Christ has done through his broken body and his shed blood. We encourage you to be very clear for every church to evaluate, are we being clear in communicating and inviting people to participate in baptism as well as the Lord's Supper? Often our familiarity with the two areas often makes us gloss over. How do we invite people and communicate about these two great ordinances? So we encourage you, one, to evaluate. Are we clear in our publications and in our communication? How somebody can be baptized? Do they respond at the end of the service? Do they respond at some tables? Do they respond on a card? Do they indicate online or through an email? What's the steps of somebody after they indicate to go and to be baptized? Is it once a month? Is it once a quarter? You need to be very clear, over communicating, so people know, hey, I'd love to follow Jesus in believers' baptism. Remember, after Peter, he preached in Acts 2, repent and be baptized, every one of you. They taught clearly and they're invited for the response. So making sure in your church that you have a clear pathway for people to participate in believers' baptism, and invite them to do that as well. Now we come to the Lord's Supper. As we regularly gather, whatever your regularity might be, quarterly, monthly, annually, weekly, however you remember Jesus Christ. Don't rush into it casually, but make sure you're communicating clearly with people who might not even have a church background or an understanding. Is it just for people who are members of your church? Those who are guests? You need to be very clear in writing, perhaps up on the screens. How can people celebrate the Lord's Supper in a biblical manner? If you need to help think through these two areas of baptism and the Lord's Supper, go and contact us here at the PBBA. We'll be happy to help you craft the wordings and the communication so people in your church can participate in these two biblical ordinances of the baptism and the Lord's Supper. For many more information, you can visit us online, pbbassociation.org/healthy church, or pop the hood. Thanks so much, and God bless.